Okay, this is journal page 310, lesson 13.4. Find the slope and the y-intercept of the graph of the linear equation. Well, this first one is nice because on number 1, it's in slope-intercept form. It's already solved for y. We look at our x term, the coefficient is -3. So our slope, I'll use m because that stands for slope, equals -3 or -3/1 if you wanted to put it in rise over run fashion. And whatever the constant is, in this case +9 or +9, that is our y-intercept. So y-intercept equals 9. I could have also used b equals 9 because b stands for our y-intercept. For number 2, y equals 4 minus 2/5 x. This is not in slope-intercept form. We need our x term to come before our constant. We'll have to rearrange that, and we would just rearrange it, turning these two terms back the right way. Our 4, or +4, goes at the end. Our -2/5 x goes in the beginning. -2/5 x plus 4. And here our slope, or m, equals -2/5. And our y-intercept, I'll use b this time, is 4. And number 3, 6 plus y equals 8x. We have to solve for y. We'll subtract 6 from both sides. Y equals 8x minus 6. I can't actually do the subtraction. They're unlike terms, but that's okay. I wanted an x term and a constant anyway. Our slope, or m, equals 8. And b, or our y-intercept, equals -6. -6. All right. Well, I could do those on this paper, but over here I'm going to have to graph these. I'll actually use the graphs that are on your homework page. So let's look at that. For these problems, we'll have to use I can't do it on lined paper at this point because I need these graphs. Graph the linear equation, identify the x-intercept. Graphing this equation seems like it'd be really easy at first because it's already in slope-intercept form, but I can't get to 6 if I use going up by 1s for my y-interval here. So I'm actually going to use going up by 3. So this would be 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, and of course the negative's going the other way. Now I can graph this where the y-intercept is 6. I'll put my dot there. And it goes up 2 over 3. Well, up 2 over 3 is the same as, just to make this a little easier, multiply top and bottom by 3. Up 6 over 9. So I can go up 6, 3, 6, over 9, 3, 6, 9. Now I can draw my line. It'd be nice if I had another dot up here. I always like to have 3 points before I draw my line, but I can't. I could, however, come, instead of going up 6 over 9, I could go down 6, back 9. Draw my line. So there's the graph. I graphed the equation. Identify the x-intercept. Well, it crosses the x-axis right here, which is not -3, it's -3, 6, 9. So my x-intercept equals -9. On this equation, I've got to solve for y. So y minus 10 equals -5x. I add 10 to both sides. Y equals -5x plus 10. Well, I'm going to have the same issue where I run out of room. On this one, if I go up by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, and still over by 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, this should work out. So I cross at 10, I'll put a dot there, And now my slope is -5 or -5 over 1. So now down 5 over 1, down 5 over 1, which could be a little confusing because my y-interval is 5 and my x-interval is 1. Just go slow, take your time. There's the graph. And my x-intercept now is where x is 2. So x-intercept is 2. The equation y equals -90x plus 1,440 represents the time in minutes left after x games of a tournament. Graph the equation. Well, it doesn't go up 1,440, so I'm going to have to deal with that this time. This time I'm going to go up by 500s. So 500, 1,000, 15, 2,000, and I'm going to go over by, and I'm going to go over by 5s. So that would make this 10, this 20. So here we go. Y equals -90x plus 1440. Now 1440 is not exactly easy to find on here. Here's 1,000, here's 1,500. I'm going to go a little below that. That is not exact, so this is just an estimation at this point. And my slope is -90 or -90 over 1. So -90 over 1 is the same as -900 over 10. So if I'm going to come over 10, I'll come all the way over here, and I've got to come down a little less than 1,000. Well, 1,000 would be right here, a little less than that. So down over, so right here. Very good. X games of a tournament. Wouldn't make any sense to have negative games. So we can't have negative games. And Y is the time in minutes left, and it wouldn't make sense to have negative time. So this is actually not a line that goes on forever, but a line segment that begins and ends at the intercepts. Graph the equation. Check. Interpret the x-intercept and the slope. Well, the slope is -90. So the length of each game is 90 minutes. The x-intercept is 16. So there are 16 games in the tournament. To find the x-intercept without running through here, we could put 0 in for y, because where y is 0, that's our x-intercept, equals -90x plus 1,440. Subtract 1,440 from each side. -1,440 equals -90x. Divide each side by -90. X equals 16. So we could look at our graph. We could also solve for when y is 0, because when y is 0, that's our x-intercept. When x is 0, that's our y-intercept. So 16 games. And we lose 90 minutes for every game played, -90 minutes per game. So each game is 90 minutes. Awesome. Hopefully this helped. If you have any questions, please ask in class tomorrow. Have a great night.